The Reminder by Omar Cuellar. Many people are afraid or disgusted by spiders. There is nothing impressive about this fact, and this is not a story that made you afraid of spiders, but something else. My name is Scott Tora, and it all started when I moved to Lewiston, Maine in 1985 to become independent from my parents. I found a Georgian-style house for rent with a nice front garden and a beautiful view of one of the town's churches. When they gave me the keys, they told me that 2 weeks ago they had just fumigated the entire house, and that everything else was in perfect condition. That same afternoon I unpacked and waited for the moving truck, which didn't take long to arrive. Once the movers finished setting up all my furniture, and I emptied all the cardboard boxes I had brought with me into the car, I plugged in the TV, sat down on my old couch, and got ready to watch the news. When I reached for the remote control to change the channel, I could see that there was a small spider on it. I have never been afraid of spiders, and I don't usually kill them, so I went out to my front yard with the remote control and the spider, and took care of leaving the little arachnid on the grass. Later, when I was already lying in my bed with my head on the pillow and was getting ready to sleep, I opened my eyes and saw a small spider in front of me. It looked like the same one he had just taken out of the house, but of course that was impossible. I watched her carefully, and what surprised me most was that she seemed to be watching me too. I let it climb onto my hand, opened my bedroom window, and blew hard. Goodbye, little friend. The next morning, I was eating my cereal with milk for breakfast. When I finished eating, I was surprised because once again there was a small spider in the center of the table without moving, and it also seemed to be watching me. I also left this little spider in the front garden. The house definitely has spiders. They didn't spray well, I thought. So I spoke to the owner of the house on the phone and expressed my concern about it. The owner insisted that they had fumigated the place and that he had never had a tenant complain about spiders before, but that, if the spiders continued to appear, please do not hesitate to call him again to solve the problem. I didn't give any more importance to the situation and left for my work. Back home, tired from work, the first thing I did was go to the bathroom to take a shower. I was already naked and about to enter the shower when I saw another small spider on the floor. No, I can't allow this anymore, not in the bathroom, I thought, and I grabbed a shoe and crushed it. I should never have done it, because from that moment on I would start to be afraid of spiders. When I crushed it, many smaller spiders began to come out. It turns out that that spider was loaded with many eggs. I felt very guilty, but at the same time I had never felt such disgust at seeing a spectacle like that. At that moment, fear took over me, and I began to frantically step on all the little spiders that were trying to escape from the mother's body. I no longer wanted there to be just one more in my house. Unfortunately, since that event, every day I see at least one small spider, and each one of them seems to be watching me. The fear I have begun to feel about spiders goes beyond the belief that they are watching me. Rather, I think spiders are in my house to remind me of something I don't want to remember, something I don't want to think about, and the more I refuse to think about it, the more they appear. The little spiders continued to appear for months, and each and every one of them seemed to be watching me carefully. One night when I got out of the shower, there was a huge spider in the window. How big! The spider was the size of the window, and then I couldn't lie to myself anymore. This whole thing has been a trap, I thought, a trap of my thoughts. I really feel like crying. Why was I born what I am? Because? Why can't I be like you? Everything my imagination has created is falling apart at this very moment. I don't want to wake up. The reality is so horrible. When I wake up, I will stop being you. Why can't I have 2 legs and 2 arms like that beautiful being that I spend my time observing, and that I have always wanted to be? Accept it. You're not Scott Tora. You never were, and you never will be. You have always been a spider, and you will die like a spider, and this is what terrifies you. The end.